Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Garden City Community Chat. Happy July. July already, July 1st today. This is episode number 534. It's Thursday, July 1st, 2021. I am your host, Kerry. Also joining me tonight, Garden City's busiest weatherman, Dr. Tom Iwinski. Tom, how you doing?
Busy is an understatement, but yes, we're getting through it. And yes, happy July finally.
Right. And former Garden City councilman and longtime resident, Mr. Mike Jones. Mike, how are you?
Excellent, Kerry, but I'm getting better.
Awesome. Well, tonight we have another good one for you, and we hope that you're all safe and doing well. We are happy to have with us Garden City Fire Chief Catherine Harman and also Garden City Fire Marshal Brian Finneran. They will be here shortly and share some information about fire prevention, open burning in Garden City, as well as the fireworks ordinance, the recent flooding situation, some summer safety tips, COVID-19 vaccinations, and much more. So we got a lot to cover for you tonight. They'll be here shortly. Also, Mike will have a few community announcements for you, right, Mike?
Yeah, and I have some issues that I wanted to just discuss briefly going on in the Michigan and the world.
All right, we will do that. But first up, Tom will have the latest weather forecast for us. See if we get a break from this rain and humidity. But before we get to Tom,
Rain, yes. Humidity, no.
Before we get to Tom, just a quick reminder, if you want to join us live on air tonight, I posted the link in the comment section. Just copy it into your browser and you can join via your laptop, PC, or smartphone. All right. So go ahead and grab your favorite beverage or snack, and we hope that you'll join us for the next hour or so live right here in Garden City, Michigan. And while you're doing that, we want to do a quick thank you to all of our listeners and followers of the show who tune in every Thursday night, not only from our hometown of Garden City, but several of our surrounding communities as well. We want you to know your support's greatly appreciated, and we'll continue to promote our community and yours. So please continue to watch, share, and listen. And if your community has any events or announcements or cancellations that you'd like to get out to our listeners, what should they do, Mike?
They should email us, Kerry.
Right. Be sure to email us the details at gccommunitychat@gmail.com, or you can message us on Facebook at facebook.com/gcchat. And Mike will be more than happy to pass that information along for you.
Absolutely.
Also, if you're watching us live on Facebook, go ahead and post questions and comments in the comment section. You can also text your questions to 734-789-9319. Let's get Tom in here, the latest check of the weather, and then we'll spend some time chatting with Chief Harman and Fire Marshal Finner from Garden City Fire Department. So stand by, Tom. Let's do a check on weather. Dr. Tom, let's see what he has in the rest of this week and the weekend up. Tom, take it away. Well, Tom, you've been kind of...
Where do we even begin, guys?
I know.
I have a whole list of what we're going to talk about, and we're quickly going to talk about recent that we had, and it was a doozy for sure.
Yes, it was.
I remember talking about it on the show last week. We were saying there was going to be a whole bunch of rain, and it sure happened, and it all started on Friday, the 25th. And it was a rain throughout the day and moved in during the morning hours, and by the time noon was around on Friday, we were already up to an inch. So that's saying something already.
Yeah.
And then the rain continued throughout the evening hours. And by the time midnight rolled around, we were already up to about 2.5 inches of rain. And this wasn't even the worst of the rain event to really speak of. The peak of it occurred early Saturday morning between midnight and 3 a.m. So in that 3-hour time period, we've seen over 4 inches of rain on top of the 2.5 inches of rain that we seen previous on the day on Friday. So
Garden City was one of the highest too. right?
By the time 3 a.m. rolled around, we were about 6.6 inches of rain
Yes.
here in Garden City.
Yeah.
And those totals that you heard on the news were my totals. I measured them. I stayed up all night. I stayed up all day recording it and emptying the rain gauge. And it was a very exhausting thing because you had to empty it before it overflowed, and it was very precise. And I was very accurate with it. So those totals were from Garden City. And by the time the event really concluded on Saturday morning, it kind of dried out a little bit. But the following days, on Sunday and into Monday and Tuesday, we did see more rounds of heavy rain move through. I mean, a couple inches occurred on Monday and Tuesday. So all said and done, as we ended the month of June, we seen in that 5-day period from the 25th to the 30th, we saw 8.69 inches of rain, nearly 9 inches of rain in that period.
Wow.
And it sure caused a lot of problems. Saturday morning was the climax of it, where we seen a lot of flooding across the region, across the area, with a lot of flooding across highways. In the city, there was a lot of basement flooding. Unfortunately, a lot of people were affected. Even the mayor was affected. So
is the chief tonight. She's on.
Oh yeah. So a lot of high-profile people got impacted. So you can't blame the flood on being, you probably knew about it. You probably were safe. And no, it didn't affect anybody. It affected everybody.
Right.
So you can't really blame, because I get it. Flooding is the worst to deal with. A lot of people are angry at the moment. I get that. I mean, it's just, you can't really throw the blame game around, because I hate to say it, everybody is to blame, because a lot of these events are continuing to happen as we talked about it on the show in 2014. Remember August of 2014, we had a very similar event.
Right.
I remember I recorded that event as well with the rain.
100-year rain.
We've seen about 4 inches with that in a very similar time of period, which caused very similar flooding on the highways, similar conditions with the basements. And that was 7 years ago. Both of these events, quoting, I mean, it's very roughly, but these are supposed to be 100 to 500-year floods, and this occurred, 2 of them in a 7-year period.
That's
period. I studied this in school. It is not normal to be having these types of events, and everybody is to blame. You can't, because we need to change our mindsets of how we're going to be changing our mindsets, because these types of events will probably be continuing in our lifetimes as we get into the next few years.
Yeah, unless something's
this weather segment will prove it, because we're going to talk about other stuff going around the world right now. And so that was the flood event. We are now finally drying out. We're going to briefly speak about the drought, because a lot of people realize I've been talking about the drought on this show for quite a while.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, we're still in a drought. I know it's hard to believe, but we're barely in a drought, because we did drop a peg. We are just now into the first level drought, and we're still about 3 inches below normal for this time
Seriously?
of year.
Oh,
really? It's crazy to think about. With all the rain we had, we're still below normal with rain. But it's not anything to where we were. It really dropped it down. So that's some good news on that end. Getting into the now future weather, we're, like I've been saying, we're drying out. That's some good news. We're really getting the moisture out of the air. I mean, that was such a crazy moisture-laden atmosphere with dew points well over 70 degrees. If you don't know anything about dew point, you could definitely feel it out there. That's basically what that is. Air you can wear, they say. So it was a very moist atmosphere. And tonight we're going to get into the upper 50s. So that's going to be a nice, cool night out there behind this front that's moving across the whole eastern United States. And as we get into Friday, we're going to see temperatures into the mid 70s. So a nice cooler day out there, nice mild day.
Holiday weekend.
As we get into the holiday weekend, it's going to be a great weekend if you have any outdoor plans. It's going to be a lot of sunshine out there. Wear the sunscreen, and it's going to get gradually warmer each day. We're going to be into the 80s on Saturday and into the 90s on Independence Day. So it's going to be a hot one out there. And as we get into Monday as well, the kind of the extension of the 4th of July on Monday. Again, temperatures will again be in the 90s with a lot of sunshine out there. So pretty nice and dry holiday weekend, but it's definitely going to be a warm and hot one as well. So you're going to have to stay hydrated.
Wow.
And watch out for that, because it's definitely going to be a hot one out there. And as we get into the following week, following past the 4th, as we get into next week, temperatures aren't going to continuously stay into the 90s. We're going to drop it down a little bit after the holiday. On Tuesday, we're going to drop back into the 80s and then back into the 70s as we get into Wednesday. And then following that, we'll be hovering right around 80 degrees into the low 80s to really get into the month of July. So a brief heat wave over the holiday weekend, and then a little bit of a cool down into the 80s. So that will be nice, because I know a lot of people, like Richard, do like the heat, and they will get that heat. And we'll be seeing that. But expanding outward and quickly talking about some other weather as well. It's been obviously very busy across the Great Lakes with rounds of showers and thunderstorms and flooding. And that system is now moving across the eastern United States, kind of trying to move out to sea with a lot more storminess continuing across the eastern United States, and kind of backing down into the southern United States as well, with rounds of thunderstorms moving through. The Pacific Northwest has been dealing with this heat wave. They were seeing temperatures that they have never seen in their lifetimes. Yeah. I mean, these are temperatures that this part of the region does not see, that hasn't seen. I mean, yet they have never seen these types of temperatures. I mean, we're talking about temperatures well into the 100s. We've seen temperatures close to 120 degrees.
You can't live in that, can you?
And unfortunately,
they don't have air conditioning either.
No,
you can't live in that, because again, this part of the region does not have AC.
Right.
This part of the region is just not susceptible to those heat waves.
Vancouver, I guess.
Unfortunately, I've been hearing a lot of things. There's been a lot of fatalities. I know a lot of people haven't been really talking about the heat, and they may have not have heard this, but the death toll with this heat wave is well over 500.
Oh my gosh.
And part of that, a lot of that is in actually British Columbia, the part of the Canada that's in that heat wave. And parts of the Oregon and Washington seeing the death toll around 100. Jeez. So there's actually a lot of problems into the Pacific Northwest right now. And Canada, Oregon, and Washington State seeing the highest temperatures ever recorded in the history of the weather.
Any relief for them?
That's a bold statement right there. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, going back to the story of these crazy weather stories going around across the U.S. right now, that's another part of it as well. You get extreme heats, you get wildfires, which we know we've been dealing with for quite some time, and then the floods as well. It's all getting into our evolving climate out there. And these types of events will probably continuing as we get into the next few years if change doesn't happen, and I don't see it happening anytime soon. And as we talk about the end of the weather segment, on top of it, the tropics are waking up as well. The hurricane season is really starting to get going. Before July 1st, we were already up to Danny. So we were already through 4 names of storms in July. We've seen a new storm develop today, and it's now Elsa. And that is something to track as well, because it's potentially going to be happening and heading toward the United States as we get into next week. So very busy in the weather department. It's going to probably stay very busy as we get into the heart of hurricane season as well. But we're going to be drying out here in Michigan, so enjoy that. Enjoy the holiday weekend and stay hydrated. And if you want to keep tuned to any of my local weather information, just go to my website, DopplerTomsWeather.com.
Wow.
I know. Where's my water?
You're probably parched after that, eh?
It's busy.
Hopefully these poor people can start drying out now, the ones that have been affected by this. It's just been terrible.
Definitely.
Yeah, some of those basement problems was
Yeah, really bad. All right, thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. Just one more thing before we get to our guests. I just want to take a minute and with a little footnote here and assure you that our show has no boundaries, and everyone is welcome to come on and tell their story. Just because we're Garden City Community Chat, we will continue to always be a platform and a voice for all communities and businesses who wish to be a part of our show. So go ahead and contact us whenever you're ready, and we look forward to having you. Right, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. All right, and with that said, let's bring our guests on for tonight. Please welcome Garden City Fire Chief Kathy Harman and Garden City's Fire Marshal Brian Finneran. Let's get them up here. Hey, how you guys doing?
Good evening. Hello.
There's Brian. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good, good. Well, thanks for being here tonight. Oh man, what's the matter
Thanks for
here?
having me. Where'd Brian go?
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Thanks for being here tonight, both of you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for having us. Yep,
Absolutely. So, Brian, it's okay. I call you Brian, right?
sure.
You are Garden City's fire marshal. You've been the fire marshal for how long now?
Almost 3 years now.
3 years. And exactly, what is your duties here in Garden City as a fire marshal? What do you do?
There are a bunch of them. I visit all the commercial buildings to make sure they're safe for the public.
Mm-hmm.
We had a vacancy for 9 to 10 years, so that's been kind of an uphill battle. But we're making a lot of progress and getting a lot of cooperation with that. I supervise all the pub ed operations that we do, the open house, school education, when the fire truck, firefighters visit the schools.
So you actually go into the schools too?
Yeah, I'm with them most of the time. Yes.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And Chief,
Yes,
how are you?
very good. Tired.
Yeah, I bet. Sorry to hear that you were part of the flood situation.
Yeah, I have now had at least 4 100-year storms. So this is the first flooding that I've had at my home. This was by far the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still doing cleanup as of today. So,
Wow. Yeah, like Tom said, it has no boundaries, right? It affects everyone.
yes.
It's bad on Deering and Helen, I understand.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Cardwell.
Yeah, in Cardwell. Exactly.
In Cardwell.
Unfortunately.
East.
Yeah. How's Marty holding up?
Not very well.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. It really is.
It's
Yeah.
hard. There's no air. It took out the furnace. It destroyed a lot of personal belongings. I have to say it was a silver lining. We got the purge done, but not quite the way we wanted to.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
bodies hurt. The smell's bad. I do have a restoration company in there running fans, scrubbers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did happen to sleep in a little bit on Saturday, which is unusual. You know, I wake up my normal time, rolled over, went to let the dog out, and the water was up to about the second step. So
Wow.
phones were shut down. I'm supposed to be on a first responder network, and I had to come to work. And I was trying to get hold of the city manager and the mayor, and I found out both of them had flooded. And
You actually sent me a picture here. I'm going to put that up. That's your basement.
yeah, that's with some of the water down. That yeah, some of the there was an empty milk jug, but some of that
I
other
see the
ones were
pump.
floating around my Chester freezer. It was awful.
Wow. Wow. Terrible.
I have fire boots, 2 different styles, a higher cut and a women's cut, and that sump pump got the water down just enough to where I could go down into the basement and find the one that we owned and put that in, and then I was able to get another gas fueled pump, and that took it out, but it was like about a solid hour and a half of pumping.
Wow.
And we did a couple neighbors as well.
So now the water is out as of today? It's
Yeah,
out?
well, it's been out. It was out that day, and
Oh, okay.
restoration company's been in. They've already cut out some drywall.
Well, that was quick, because I know some people were on a list that really had to wait quite a while.
I was on a couple lists. I called every contact I knew. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. I don't blame you at all there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Brian, you weren't affected at all then?
No, actually, I'm about a mile outside of the city.
Okay. So
We've had water in our basin before, but we got lucky this time. So.
Yeah, we're in the east end, and west end. We're very lucky as well. So, so why don't we move on and we'll go to the fireworks? That's going to be starting up. Well, it's already started. People just, they don't get it. Who wants to talk about the fireworks situation?
I'll go into it if you like.
Okay.
Yeah, we did some work on the ordinances over the last year. Last year was sounded like a war zone in the city.
Terrible.
Yeah, so we went from a whole lot of days down to approximately 12 for the year.
Mm-hmm.
The state mandates those 12. We don't have much of a choice. But we didn't have to expand on that and allow more.
Mm-hmm.
So we pared it down to what they require, and that's about as good as we could do.
Yeah.
The rest of it's on enforcement, and our PD, they're doing their best to try and address it. But
It's tough to enforce, isn't it? Really?
you have to actually catch somebody lighting the fuse.
Right. You have to actually catch them in the act, right?
Yep. That's very tough to do,
and then they have priority runs. I mean,
yes,
they can't always be checking for that.
exactly.
I got a couple of flyers here I wanted to put up, and maybe you can just go over some of them. Firework injuries and deaths.
Yeah, they go up every year, especially now that we've legalized, some of the more consumer fireworks with the higher, powder rate.
Right.
They've outlawed the M80s and some of that stuff that had a lot to do with injuries in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But some of these other ones, they fail to go off, and people, they walk up to them too soon. They get facial injuries. We saw that in the news with
yes,
one of the weathermen.
lost an eye.
Yes, but you have to be very careful about some of these things. They have a lot of gunpowder in them, and they're very dangerous.
Now with all the rain, thank God it's not as dry as it was. So hopefully, it won't be so bad. But when people are lighting off the fireworks, you suggest having what? A bucket of water or something nearby, a hose?
Yeah, one or the other or both. The bucket of water is very good once they go out. We suggest using a tongs, and don't pick them up with your hand.
Right.
But do douse them when they're done burning to make sure they're definitely out.
And sparklers, people think they're so safe for the little kids. They are really dangerous, aren't
They
they?
can get up to a couple thousand degrees. They can cause some serious burns. So,
yeah.
Yep.
How hot does a sparkler get? Yeah, 1,200 degrees.
My
Wow.
mistake. Yep.
Wow.
So that's certainly enough to cause some bad burns.
Now you sent me this one here today. I wanted to go over this.
Yep.
You can mention, what's legal, what isn't, vice versa.
Yeah, people, you throw the words out there: consumer fireworks, low impact, and novelties, and sometimes they get confused. Basically, the consumer firework is airborne. Anything that leaves the ground, they consider a consumer firework.
And those are legal.
Yes, they are legal, but they're regulated on those certain dates.
Okay.
The low impact, they emit sparks, but they stay on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then the novelties, the state really doesn't regulate, and we don't either. The little poppers and very low powder count, very unlikely to cause personal injury. But the main ones we're concerned about is the consumer fireworks.
Yeah, those.
They do detonate, and they can really hurt some people. So,
right, land on somebody's roof or anything.
Yeah, once they go airborne, we've seen them come down and start fires and
right,
all kinds of stuff. So
yeah. Chief, this year there's been an unusual amount of garage fires, right? For some reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's more
it's up a little bit more than usual.
Yeah.
And what's the cause on some of those?
I'd have to refer back to the fire marshal. He does the investigations.
Oh, okay. Brian, go ahead.
we don't have a common denominator. It's
Could be anything, electrical.
your ebbs and flows, your ups and downs. I really don't see a trend.
Uh-huh.
It just varies year to year. We're actually down for fires in the last 12 months
Oh, okay, good.
overall. So
That's good.
it's better to be a garage than a house, in my,
Yeah, exactly.
my opinion. So,
Right. All right, let's talk about open burning. That's kind of confusing a little bit. People think if they have a fire pit and they have a spark resistor on there that it's illegal. It's not really, is it? It's kind of a gray area there, isn't it?
yeah, our local ordinances in Garden City are a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
With regard to that, I'm trying to work to clean them up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And the main one says that all burning will occur between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. So that pretty much takes out all the residential recreational burns.
Right.
You're not going to have one during the day. So,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, that's the one that really trumps everything.
Uh-huh.
But that's something maybe we need to address going forward. The main concern is public safety and the nuisances,
Right.
you know, the health and welfare.
Yeah. And burning garbage and stuff like that, that's definitely no.
Yeah, that's against state law. That's against our local ordinances.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
We have-
the DEQ regulates all that too,
Uh-huh.
and they don't put up with any of that.
We got some summer safety tips here as well. If you want to address any of that.
Okay.
Fire pit should be what, 10 feet from a building
Yeah, in most cases, you
or
know,
more?
like I said, in this city, we've got to make it a little less confusing. Because you know, we tell people it's illegal, and basically it's driven in Garden City.
Her 14-year-old male that was passed out. He is now breathing and starting to wake up. Rescue too.
So,
You
but
good?
basically, our system in Garden City is complaint driven.
Uh-huh.
If people see a lot of smoke, or if they're annoyed by their neighbor burning something, they're going to call, and we're going to show up and make you put it out.
Right, right.
Bottom line. So
Yeah.
there are people with natural gas fire pits, propane. They don't emit any smoke.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would apply that rule to. It needs to be 10 feet from your house.
Right, right, right.
But as far as burning any kind of wood or anything like that, it's right now technically against city ordinance.
Okay.
So,
All right. And you're working on trying to clean that up a little bit, I guess, eh?
yeah, I mean, as a fire marshal, I don't want to promote burning things, but
Right.
I want to have some clean rules, and I want to be able to explain them to the citizens. And
Yeah,
right now they kind of bounce around. So,
right. Bottom line is they just have to be safe. If they're going to do it, they have to be safe about it and smart about it.
yeah, you know, if people don't call, we don't know what's going on. And if
Right.
there's too much smoke and
Yeah.
sparks and it's going into your neighbor's yard, we're going to show up and you're going to put it out. If we show up again, you're going to get a ticket.
Yeah, especially if it's a nice evening, you got your windows open, the neighbors next door, and all that smoke's going in your house, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you got to be courteous too about it, you know.
You know, I tell people if you're, you know, your neighbors are on board and are even invited, you know, the chances of a complaint go down. But
Right, exactly.
At this point, it's pretty clean that it's against city ordinance. So
Right, right.
we have to go with that until further notice.
Okay.
So,
And you'll enforce it. Okay.
yes, sir.
Let's see, summer safety. This is pretty self-explanatory. A lot of it. Always swim with a buddy.
Yep.
Riding a bicycle. Never swim near a boat. Always have your life jackets. That's always big in the summer is swimming. Do we have a lot of swimming pool accidents in Garden City?
Not really. We haven't had a whole lot of runs with regard to swimming pools.
Okay.
And,
Good.
you know, with swimming and again with fireworks, adult supervision is huge.
Mm-hmm.
You need to keep an eye on your kids, and especially when they're doing something that could, you know, cause them harm.
Right. Yep. Keep them supervised. You got to watch them. And Kathy, you and I know we're big pet lovers. Brian, I don't know if you're a pet lover, but
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
you got to have pet safety, right?
Yep. Yeah, winter and summer, it's leaving them outside too long is not a good thing.
No, it isn't. And then with the fireworks, I know Stacy at Lucky Dog, she has those calming pills that you can get there, if I'm not mistaken, right, Chief?
Yes, she does. You know, and it's not just pets that are negatively impacted by the fireworks. We have a lot of people with PTSD, a lot of our veterans.
Yes.
It's triggering. It's not just the explosions, the waves that you feel at your house. It's the odors. And, you know, if we're going to send our veterans, we should be able to mend them. And part of that should be good community stewards to each other and not blow these things off in front of people's houses.
Exactly.
It really disrupts your quality of life. There's no place in Garden City where we should be blowing these off. There's a couple large acre lots, But you know, the animals, even if you have a yard, they get scared, they take off, the wildlife. So you know, people should really factor that in. Now, you know, we don't want to damper anybody's good time. People might like to sit around a fire pit,
Yeah.
you know, light off some fireworks, but
And they contribute to garage fires too, I would imagine, right?
no, well, I think I sent you a picture of my house where it hit the porch, it impacted, and then it hit my siding, and Marty got burned.
Wow.
I got the same people that do it every year.
Yeah.
And then the piles on a brand new street, you know, they blew it all off. You saw me taking pictures. It was,
Well, here, I got pictures. I'm going to put them up. I'm going to put them up right now.
and I still got the baggie too.
That's the brand new street, right?
Yep, brand new street. And after he did that, he did see me out there, so he actually cleaned this up for the first time. Yeah, that's what I took, because I put this in a report. I still got a baggie of them here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, these were on our personal vehicles, my department vehicles, all over my lawn. Every neighbor had them on their yard. And had it been any drier, you know, that would have likely caused a fire. Bottle rockets landing in a dry gutter. You
Yes.
know, even if you clean your gutters, you still have some debris
Yeah.
on occasion. And they could stop. Yep, that's the house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
crazy.
Are you guys
You know?
here?
Yeah, that's hot stuff coming down. Look at this. It scorched the cement, actually, right?
Yeah, that's where it impacted, and then it hit the house. And
Oh, my God.
you know, then they're so flagrant. You know, they put the pile of garbage out there, and when they put it out, I've sent it to you, but I didn't want to put it on the show. But you know, just probably displays it in front of his house afterwards. But this got me. It was a brand new street.
Brand new street. Look at that. All that debris in there.
And then that dirt in the background, he took that and he was shoving that, trying to rub the marks out. But you know, and occasionally, or not occasionally, often these people, you know, they're celebrating with adult beverages too. So at a certain level of intoxication, they aren't thinking as clearly, and they get a little more reckless.
Yep.
Sadly, last year, my neighbor right across the street had a brain bleed and had been recovering from it. And during COVID, you know how that was. They were in the hospital. There was no family. And this went on for hours. And what we do at our house, even though our dogs are seniors now, what we would do is turn all the lights on, turn the TV up, so the flashes weren't getting their attention. But, you know, now that they're hard of hearing, they're not feeling the waves, or they're feeling the waves, but they're not hearing the sound. So you'll see a bunch of people posting on you know, all weekend that their animals got away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Marty's in there. Yep. Got burnt from them. Yep.
Yeah, she wasn't happy. She went across the street, which was better than probably me doing it, because I had earplugs on and I was just trying to chill and not let it react as much.
Yeah. Yeah. Mrs. Chat says, yeah, every single night over here since Memorial Day, it's been crazy.
Yeah.
They
And
just
the odor is unbelievable. That's triggering too.
It is.
You know, it used
Especially
to be,
with the humidity, it just hangs in the air.
yeah. I think it's worse than the skunky smell that everybody's worried about negatively impacting their life. This bothers me a lot.
Yeah. It is. It's bad. Let's see if we got any questions in there. I just wanted to check real quick. Sandy Abraham's in there, says hi to Kathy and Brian.
Hello.
Opal Loveland, Opal's in there. Hi, Opal. Mayor Randy Walker's in there. Hi, Mayor. Let's see. Amy Pritchett. It's very sad to lose everything. Yes, it is. Very sad. That's why everybody has to report their loss, so we get that FEMA money, correct?
Yes, they have the packets. They're going to send out another Nixle.
Yes.
You pick these up at City Hall. You can download them online. We'd like them in as soon as possible tomorrow. We will work on them over the weekend, but there is a deadline. It's 10 a.m. Friday. They would like to get them in earlier than that. So it gives you some very good information on preventing some of the disease from the backup of the storm drains and the sewers. If you want me to give you some quick numbers, I spoke with Director Holman at DPS, and he said that we're over 700 at this time. We have everything's entered, and then there were some more coming over from City Hall. He has 8 to 10 sinkholes that they have yet to been able to investigate.
Wow.
DPW has been on consistently since it began. The hospital had like 5 feet of water
Yes,
There's
yes,
1.3 million gallons of water that were pumped out.
I heard that.
I drove through the lot today. There are multiple construction vehicles and electricians and general contractors that are on site. I saw a couple refrigeration trucks.
Hmm.
But the night of it, they had a 36-inch storm drain that collapsed.
Oh,
Two
boy.
collapsed catch basins. There were multiple vehicles stuck in the roads. Many parking lots flooded, including our lot back here. I think a police car needed to be taken in for details.
Hmm.
Our pump stations were working, Florence and Maplewood.
Yeah, that's good.
So I think all that work that we've done with the
Really
roads and
helped.
replacing the pressure relief valves and such made quite a bit of difference. I think I don't know about Helen. I don't know if they had any of the silk covers on the storm catch basins because during the construction there's a lot of debris that they don't want to get into those. So, but
Mhm.
might that have lessened the impact for the people on Helen? I don't know, or Daring, but it may have factored into it. So,
Right.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
the hospital, I guess they had some big bucks lost over there too, I would imagine.
yeah.
5
Brian
feet of
was
water.
through there with the state fire marshal on.
Oh,
Some,
Brian, you go over there, check it out.
Oh yeah, they're spending 125 grand a day
Ooh,
on these construction people and electricians, and
wow.
yeah, we've had their sprinkler system was down, so we've had to change our response approach and make sure we're pressurizing that system, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's been quite an ordeal. So
Mm-mm-mm. Well,
Yeah, I tried to schedule an MRI at Garden City Hospital, and they said, "Don't even call us until the end of next week
yeah, they're
because
canceling.
of the flooding." Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Terrible. Yeah. Kathy Ward says the hospital flooded back in 1987 also.
No EPA, but they are now en route.
I know that when I was a firefighter here early on in the mid 90s, it flooded then too, and we were there as firefighters, bailing and squeegeeing, and we were there all night. It was, and then they put in those pumps and things, but this was so overwhelming. The interceptor was at capacity, so and we weren't the only community that was impacted by the flooding. I
No.
ran into Mayor Bozzi from Dearborn Heights at the cleaners today. Didn't know who he was though. Till he told me who he was. I asked him once it started to, I realized it, and he said, "Yeah, the police woke him up, knocking on his door to let them know they were in a state of emergency." So,
Wow.
Mayor Walker, he's going to be reaching out to you because he feels your pain as well. His basement flooded. So
Yep.
East
Terrible.
Dearborn's bad. Where one of the off-duty police officers told us that people were driving through the barricades, and then the cars get taken out, and then they float and become more of a problem. So
Mm-mm-mm. Kevin Wittenberg says hi, Kathy and
he
Marty.
was the guy. Kevin owned the MMA gym there.
Right.
Remember?
Yep.
Kevin and his wife and his family are in it.
Yeah. How you doing, Kevin? Let's see. Kathy Ward says I had to pass meds to the patients with a flashlight when it flooded 87 or something, she said. Yeah, 87. Wow. It's just very, very inconvenient, that's for sure. All right, let's move on to COVID-19. You're doing in-home vaccinations, is that correct?
I'm doing them for the homebound.
Homebound.
Yeah, it's been very sporadic. It is very time consuming, but it's not something, initially what they wanted were us to compile a list. So if I could get 5 or 6, I could get Pfizer. More than that, I could get Moderna. But most of the time I'm wasting more than I'm giving. But, I get that first dose or second dose up. I want to give it to them. And then this week, with all the flooding and all that going on, I'd already had 2 scheduled that I had to give their second shots. And the first one forgot. And then the second one, after I was at the house, something wasn't right. Well, he was in the hospital. So I was able to get the first one done and had to return the vaccine to give you an ice cooler and all the supplies. But I had to get that back to the county today. I was able to get my administrative assistant to do it so I could kind of lock down in here and get done what I needed to do.
Right. Well, we sure don't want to waste it, that's for sure.
Yeah,
That's a tough thing.
yeah.
So you get the Moderna, you can get all three. Can you get the Johnson too, one done, or?
We've been able to go through Dearborn, but there is a shortage of those, so they've extended the expiration date on the Johnson and Johnson. Actually, those are the easiest ones to try to schedule.
Yeah.
And do your follow-ups, and because you know, when I was at the site at Dearborn when I was giving them, everything was right there. Well, when I get to the house, I got to draw it up. You got to do all the paperwork, and then you have to stay. And some of these homebound residents, some of them have some pretty extensive medical conditions, and
Sure.
I wasn't always comfortable waiting sometimes 30 minutes when they fit in that criteria. I ended up staying a little bit longer, you know, watching, touching them, feeling their temperature, seeing how they're feeling them, and then calling them the next day, you know.
And it's time consuming. It is.
Yeah.
It's time consuming for you as well.
And if something happens, I mean, it's afterwards, you know, you can't control that, but, you know,
Right.
it's in the back of my head that, you know, gosh, did I do that to them? Or could I have done that to them? And,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But it's sporadic. That's really wound down. You can go just about anywhere, anyone else, but one of them, that's a family member, had a very traumatic thing happen, and she was the caregiver. But at the first time when I went to give the vaccines, she had been exposed, so she was under quarantine and then had a negative test. So when I gave their second dose, I was able to give her first dose.
Oh, okay. Oh man. Yeah. Well, it's tough for these homebound, you know, seniors and that to get it. That's for sure. Okay. Do you think we covered everything? Anything else you want to cover? Brian, anything you want? Anything you had?
No, I saw the picture of the fireworks in the street, and our city ordinance prohibits lighting them on public property.
Right.
And it also says you should light it more than 200 feet from a residence. So that kind of leaves about a postage stamp somewhere in the city.
Yeah.
That, you know.
Yeah, a lot of them homes behind the fire station.
So,
yeah, in Central, real close.
Yeah, exercise due regard, and I know our police, you know, they're going to be out doing what they do, and
fair warning.
Yep, fair warning. So
fair warning. Do it at your own risk.
Absolutely.
They'll be out
for conscious your neighbors and risk of fire. So
yeah, and we don't want you guys to go out and get hurt either. So hopefully they'll do it responsibly and, you know, be smart about it.
Yep.
Well, look, I really appreciate you guys coming on. It's been a real pleasure meeting you, Brian. It's the first time I think we've met.
Yeah, I think so. I've seen you around, but
well,
show. So
you know, you guys are always welcome to come back anytime.
Appreciate
and
it.
Kathy, best of luck with the flood situation. Say hi to Marty.
Oh, I sure will. But hey, I've got a couple real quick things I wanted. The county has received the cleanup kits, so I'm trying to coordinate with our DPS to go pick them up tomorrow. We were able to get about 500, so that's going to require some very large trucks. If anybody in the Garden City wants to donate a big truck to help, that would be fine. We should have them available sometime tomorrow and Saturday, depending on what the city's able to coordinate with GFL and dumpsters and such. But the cleanup kits are 5-gallon buckets with a solution, rubber gloves, and various types of cleaning things. Brushes, sponges.
Very nice.
And then as I said, the forms that we'd like to get as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's a deadline. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to type in the clerk's number and the DPS number?
Yeah. If you could, that'd be great.
Okay, I'll do that. And you can also get them online and probably through the different various city Facebook sites. But they're trickling in, and we're trying to get them all in as fast as possible.
Yeah. Sandy says Garden City Fire Department's the best. Yes, I agree.
Thank you, Sandy.
Mrs. Chad, thank you for all you do.
Honor and a privilege.
Dawn says she missed most of the show. She'll have to rewatch it later tonight. Yeah, absolutely. It'll be up on Facebook and our YouTube channel. So a lot of good information tonight. And you guys are always available. Now, where will those buckets be distributed from?
I was talking to Director Ullman, and what we're going to try to do, I'd like to get a pallet at the fire station.
Okay.
For over the weekend, and then depending on how he can staff, because this is a holiday weekend, and there's some people that if he can get the trucks from GFL and the dumpsters and such, but I at least wanted to have some available here. We did get some. We had about 50 from the flood. It was a 2019 where it impacted Dearborn Heights so bad.
Yeah.
And the county put out a notice that they had them. Our DPS guys were able to get them, and they were gone. First, I don't even think they were. It was by noon Saturday. So it'll probably be through the DPW yard, and then I'm hoping to have some here, and then maybe various other sites throughout the city, depending on space availability. We have a space issue, a storage problem here, but I would at least like to get a pallet. There's 82 a pallet, and I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll help. Yeah.
But if you come to the fire station and all the doors are shut, they're likely out on rescues or other calls.
Sure. Well, if you have any more information, let me know, and I'll gladly put it on my chat website. I mean, Facebook page as well.
Okay, great.
Right.
Thank you.
Stacy says, "What a awesome chief we have."
Thank you, Stace. She's awesome too. I'm telling you what she's
and fire marshal, don't forget.
Yes, she comes through a lot with fires, and
yeah, you guys do a great job. You really do. Yeah, Stacy does too as well.
Great community partner to have.
Right, exactly. So yeah, anything that we can do, you let us know as well, okay?
Great.
I know I did see on the news where the Red Cross is going around passing out those buckets too to several different communities. So maybe they'll come through Garden City. I mean, we were one of the hit the hardest, really.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, 6.5 inches or whatever Tom said. So, all right, is that everything then, Kathy?
Sure. Yep.
All right. You take care. Brian, you take care. You guys stay safe.
I'll see you tomorrow, Brian.
And get some rest.
Yeah, I'm going home, going to bed.
Hey, at least it cooled off a little bit out there for you. I know it's tough with no air conditioning, but open the windows up and maybe you'll get a nice breeze tonight.
Yep.
All right.
All righty.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Great people, man. Great people.
Yep.
Good information. So yeah, those cleaning buckets, those will help a lot. All right. What did you want to discuss? You said you had something to discuss. We got some time.
Oh yeah, I just been watching the news and stuff and making notes. Talk about COVID.
Yeah.
Vaccinations, it seems to really have stalled in Michigan.
Yes, it has.
They're adding these new incentives to try to get more people to do it.
$5 million.
Yeah, this Delta variant is really dangerous.
Yeah,
And,
I saw, Mike, where the numbers went up 10% in Michigan, so we got to keep an eye on that.
yeah, the problem is that the longer that Delta variant goes unchecked, the more likelihood that it's going to mutate into an even more dangerous one.
Yep. And it's hitting the ones that are not vaccinated the hardest.
Yeah, but we're not vaccinated enough to really be breathing a sigh of relief.
No,
And then was interested to see that the Supreme Court is trying to gut the Voter Registration Act.
Yeah,
That's a head shaker.
yeah, it is.
And of course, you're watching all this stuff about that Florida condo building collapsing.
Terrible.
And this hurricane could hit Florida and cause their cleanup to be stalled even more.
Yeah, now they got rough weather heading their way. Geez, Pete,
right.
On top of everything else. Crazy.
And the U.S. House has started a commission to investigate the January 6th insurrection.
Yep.
And Minority Speaker McCarthy has threatened any any Republicans that serve on it that they're going to have he's going to strip them of their committee positions.
Yeah. Sad.
McCarthy is in you-know-what hole.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bad situation there, that's for sure.
Then the other interesting thing was the indictments that came down on the Trump organization and their financer.
What's that?
The indictments that came down from New York on the Trump organization and their chief financial officer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He, of course, says it's just a Democratic witch hunt, but I don't know.
They wonder if he's going to flip. I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. I'm going to post this up here. Oh, darn it. Wrong spot. I'm going to post this. Kathy gave me the information for the packets.
Right.
Get it in as soon as you can. There's the phone numbers there. City clerk's office. Please ask residents to check. I can put it up here, actually. Garden City clerk's office. The phone number's there. Garden City PW, DPW, Garden City Fire. Oh boy, I don't know if you just heard that.
Fireworks.
Somebody just lit off a big one. Unbelievable.
What is it? They can only do this legally like 24 hours before and after the holiday.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. It seems to change all the time. I don't get it. Opal says our fire department is great, and we are lucky to have Chief Harman and her staff. We are equally lucky to have Stacy as an all-star resident and business owner. Keep doing what you all are doing. Yep, I agree, Opal. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. I do want to
29th of the 4th. Okay.
Let me give a shout out to some of the people that are in there. We got Sandy Abraham. We have Sherry Lynn Bauer, Mayor Walker, Opal Loveland from Prestige Eyewear in Garden City if you need glasses. Amy Pritchett is in there. Tina Wing, Kathy Ward, our #1 fan. Marty is in there. Bowley. Let's see. Mrs. Chat's in there. Patty Fix is in there. Hi, Patty.
Oh, Patty's back from Cleveland?
Yeah, boy, you guys saw a great doubleheader. That was for sure.
Yeah, they had to wait long enough to see it.
I know.
God.
Yeah, that was a long one.
Yeah, I gave up on that second game about midnight. I said, I'm not staying up any longer for this. I'll tape it and look at it tomorrow. Jeez.
Yeah. Kevin Wittenberg's in there. Rachel Contrato is in there. How are you? Let's see. Denise Stabley. Hi, Denise. How are you? I think I got everybody. Dawn Corey is in there. Sandy Abraham. Tina Wing. Tina Wing goes, let's see. Yes, Big Bang's the last 10 minutes over where she's at. Yep, it's only the beginning, people.
Unfortunately.
Yep. All right.
My daughter's dog is probably going through a neurosis attack.
Yeah. Oh, I imagine. Hey, before we get to you, Mike, I did want to remind the listeners that our next city council meeting is going to be Monday, July 12th.
My birthday.
In the council chambers. Yep, your birthday. Located at 6000 Middle Belt Road. These meetings are informative and a good way for you to get involved and voice any concerns that you might have and get your voice on record. All right, Mike, you ready? Let's get you in here.
Yeah, I guess so.
Me.
Me, moo, me. Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. That'll be the day
time for
when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave. You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. Yeah. What happened, Gary? Okay, Kerry's showing me some stuff. I can't hear him, but he's showing me some announcements.
Oh, I'm sorry. You hear me now?
Yeah.
I had my mic muted.
Yeah.
Might help.
I thought you'd want to mute my mic so that you wouldn't have to listen to that rendition.
Oh,
okay.
No, that was good.
Yeah. Michigan King Fest 2021. Food and drinks available for purchase. Limited seating due to COVID restrictions. This is going to be at the Livonia Elks Lodge, located at 3117 Plymouth Road in Livonia, Michigan. That's right near Merriman, just
Yeah.
east of Merriman.
Yep, not far.
It's on July 10th from 2 p.m. until 10 p.m. Some of the headliners include Quentin Flagg, Matt King, Sherman Arnold, Bryson Vines, Jake Slater, and Chris Ayat.
Yep.
I
All
don't-
Elvis impressionists.
Is that what they are?
Yeah.
I don't know any of them.
Here's another bash too at the same place.
Okay. Belated birthday bash starting Sherman Arnold and Matt King, Saturday, June 20th. That's over, Carrie.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, they had
You're
that.
gonna have to go back in the future or something to get
All
that
right.
one.
Well, forget that one. Let's delete it.
Yeah. I got a
How
bunch of
about
them too.
This is a little ways away.
Yeah. Indie Art and Craft Jam Sunday, August 15th from 2 to 7, presented by Creative Makery and Helium Studio, local makers, live music, craft event, do your own 5805 Central in Garden City at the northeast corner of Ford and Middle Belt.
Okay. I just got a message. Brian, Fire Marshal Finneran says
29th to the 4th. You're muted again, Carrie.
Richard. He's probably signed. And all right. Well, you know why I'm having trouble connecting? Oh, there we go. All right, we're back. Everybody there? Can you hear me? All right. I don't. Yeah, we're slow here. Yeah, the problem is. Hey, we got movies in the park. That's coming to Garden City Park. Let's see, July 10th and the August 14th and 18th. At the park, bring a blanket or a chair and enjoy a movie free on them. So that'll be nice. We got, let's see, pick up a punch card at the Maplewood Community Center or Ice Arena today. Wednesdays, 6 p.m., main pavilion, outdoor kickboxing. The punch card is only $40, and that is for 8 classes. And this is a real big event, and I have the pleasure of being another judge for this event, Autos for Autism Car Show. It's going to be Monday, July 19th from 4 to 9 p.m. at the Garden City Middle School at 1851 Radcliffe. Near Ford Road and Wildwood, formerly the Garden City West High School. So you should all know where that is. It's going to be live music by Bonnie and the Working Girls. Love Bonnie. She's a great band. And Deep Cut with special guests. Delicious food by R&J Smoked Meats. There's going to be raffles, kids' activities, lots of trophies, dash plaques to the first 300 vehicles that are entered. Motorcycles are welcome as well. Register, sponsor, or donate online at autosforautismgc.com. Or you can contact Lisa Clark at 734-323-3010 and Kim Marquette at 734-812-1559. And there's Mike. Mike is back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I lost you completely. I had to check in.
Maybe the internet went out for a little bit. There you go.
You did the Autos for Autism.
Yeah, now I got this one up, the Wayne Cruz
Vendor Show.
Yep.
Saturday, July 10th from 11 to 6 at the Veterans Plaza. For vendor information, contact Jen Bowers, 734-812-5968.
Yep. Here is the
Garden walk.
Yep.
Okay, the Garden Club and Historical Museum presents the 27th annual Garden Walk on Saturday, July 24th from 10 to 3 p.m. Door prize drawing and floral awards. Tickets are $15 per person, and they're available at Barson's Greenhouse. Beautiful gardens. I think they got 7 or 8 gardens signed up for this. Includes lunch at the Straight Farmhouse between 11:30 and 2:30, a vendor show, a plant sale, backyard floral arrangement contest, door prizes.
Yeah, that's going to be a big deal. That's one of their bigger fundraisers. So if
Yeah.
it's a beautiful day, it'd be a great day to get out and get lunch and check out. Yeah, I think it's like 6 or 7 gardens, I think, Mike, you're right.
Okay.
Let's see. We got this coming up too. This is a great event and a great cause.
Yeah, this is for students that have had some problems and they're trying to give them some help to get them back on the academic track. This is a Champions Golf Outing. It's open for everyone. It's the 6th annual. It's going to be at the Links at Gateway in Romulus. It's going to be Tuesday, August 24th at 9 a.m. Help raise money for scholarships for at-risk students in the Garden City High School Champions Program.
Right.
Look for more information and a link to reserve your spot, donate, or both. Coming soon, you can contact Kelly Mendez at Garden City High School. Mendez K at gardencityschools.com or call her at 734-762-8350 extension 8361.
Yes, sir. And we got a Lucky Squirrel coming up.
Right, and there's an addition to Lucky Squirrel, as I understand. They're going to have an additional one on August 14th because of the fact that the June 19th one had to be called because of the weather so early. And so it'll be a special rate for those ones,
So
those vendors that want to come back and were kind of shut out on the last one. There'll be another one on July 17th, a regular one on the 21st of August, and a final one on September 18th. They run from 10 to 3 p.m. in the northeast corner of Ford and Middle Belt in the Garden City Town Center parking lot.
Okay.
Notre Dame Hall is having an outdoors market and bike show July 10th, 3144 South Wayne Road in downtown Wayne from 10 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
Currently seeking direct sales, flea market crafters, artisans, vintage vendors for our summer outdoors market. Please send inquiries to PD3021 at mikofc.org. Space is limited.
Okay.
Senior Fitness Room is open at the Maplewood Center, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturday, 9:30 to 3:30. By appointment to allow for social distancing, call 734-793-1850 for appointments and membership rates.
Awesome. And we can't forget our pickleball.
Pickleball every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 to 12 at the Maplewood Community Center. $3 to drop in, $50 and up, or age 50 and up.
Yep.
It's open to you.
And yeah, I got this from Lisa Hicks Clayton, Dearborn Heights treasurer. She wanted me to mention that the Michigan Department of Health and Human Resources is providing state emergency relief for low-income residents who need home repairs because of the flooding. You can contact Bob Wheaton at 517-241-2112. To apply for state emergency relief, visit michigan.gov/MIBridges. Anyone who does not have internet access or needs assistance applying, contact your local MDHHS office, or you can call 211 to be referred to other community resources. So that's important. We want to get those people all the help they can get because it's been tough. Also, the marketplace is delayed. The July issue is delayed one day, I believe, because Don's printer in Grand Blanc didn't have power. Their power was out.
Oh, boy.
Hopefully, he'll get them picked up tomorrow if their power's on. So look forward to that.
Did you read the Garden City Community Chat announcements from James?
Yes, I did.
Okay. You were disconnected for a while, so I didn't know whether you got that.
Or wait a minute. No, I didn't. Not tonight. I didn't. Do you have it?
Yeah, well, we read it last week, but
Yeah, I did.
you want
Rotary.
to know about the Rotary Club is once again collecting school supplies for Garden City students.
Yes.
Donation boxes will be located in several locations around town. There's already one at the Garden City Public Library. Another will be soon at the Maplewood Community Center. They're looking for pencils, paper, markers, crayons, pens, highlighters, and other school supplies. And he also wanted to remind people about the summer reading program, programs for people of all ages.
Yeah.
Booth librarian Miss Kim put together some great activities and prizes for ages 0 to 17. And library Lisa has awesome crafts and prizes for adults.
All right, cool. I also want to mention Glenn Anderson wanted me to mention that the hazardous waste disposal is going to be Saturday, July 10th at Westland Mall. We do not have a time yet. He said as soon as he gets a time, he will let me know about that. It's usually
I
I
got
think
some
around
stuff
10
to do.
a.m. I think start, but don't quote.
Yeah, we've got some stuff to take. You've been isolated for a year. You're bound to gather up a few things.
Yeah, well, yeah, we cleaned out our garage. I imagine a lot of people did, and it's just been sitting there. So we want to get rid of that stuff. That's for sure. You don't want to put it in your regular garbage. So that is a big no.
Yeah, Garden City Kiwanis has finally set a firm date for the next pig race.
Okay.
It's going to be back at St. Thomas the Apostle. Hooray!
Okay.
It'll be on October 23rd.
I was kind of looking forward to it outside, though. Really.
Yeah, well, there were some complications that were going to be difficult to negotiate with that, but
okay. Well, hey,
so it's nice to have it back where we've been before.
Right.
So
right. And when is it now? Go ahead and tell me again.
It's October 23rd.
October 23rd.
Right.
Do we have time yet?
I imagine it'll be similar to last year, when people can arrive around 6 and
okay.
Food will be available. And
did you pay for Chatmeister yet or no?
No, I haven't, but I will.
All right, and then okay, what is it? 50 this year, right?
I think it's going to be half price because of all the problems and so forth. So
okay, cool. Well, let me know what I owe, and then I'll get that to you or whoever.
Right.
Or I can take it over to John Fleming or whatever. It doesn't matter.
I'll take care of it, and you can just pay me back when I know what to do and when John's ready to collect those things.
Hopefully, maybe next week we'll be in studio. I'm hoping.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, we'll see how that
goes.
If I can get it cleaned out.
My pajamas?
No. Yeah, you have to dress, Mike.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know.
What a sacrifice.
From the waist down, you're going to have to put some pants on.
I'll see if I can find something.
All right. Also, you may have noticed that Cherry Hill is being resurfaced from Merriman to Middle Belt. So,
I noticed it was flooded the other day.
Yeah, you might want to avoid that area. They have construction going on finally, and hopefully they'll go all the way to Inkster eventually. But we'll take what we can get. Glenn worked on that and mentioned that as well. So Merriman to Middle Belt on Cherry Hill under construction. And I think that's all we got, right?
I think so.
You know, we're always looking for guests to be on the show. If you or someone you know may be interested, it's very easy. You can contact us through our website at gccommunitychat.com or send us an email at gccommunitychat@gmail.com and give us your address and a brief message, and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. Or you can message us on Facebook or text us at 734-788-9319. It doesn't matter what community you live in. We want to hear from you. During this time, we will do the show remotely and safely from the comfort of your home or office, but we're probably going to be opening the studio up pretty soon. So
Good.
maybe you own a business or belong to an organization. You'd like to share information with us and the surrounding communities. If so, contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you. And let's see if we got any more comments in there, Mike. Mar Nowak, great show. Thank you. Look forward to the garden walk and vendor show. Kathy Ward, thank you. Great show. You guys crack me up. Yeah.
She's
Bauer,
easily
great
amused.
Yeah.
It's a low standard. Kathy's easily amused.
Queen, please. I do want to put this up on the screen one more time. Garden City Clerk's Office, the DPW phone number, and fire department. Please ask residents to check the city website and Facebook pages for when they're available. Thank you for having us. Very important information needed to be sent out. Thank you, Chief Harman. All right. And with that said, Mike, I think we're ready to call this a podcast. Special thanks to our guests, Chief Kathy Harman and Fire Marshal Brian Finneran from the Garden City Fire Department. They did a great job. Had some really good information. If you tuned in late, be sure to check it out a little bit later on YouTube, and right after we sign off, it's going to be on Facebook. They had some good information. Also, thanks to my co-host, Dr. Tom Iwinski and Mike Jones. Great job as always. Any final thoughts or words, Mike?
No, just tell everybody to stay safe, stay dry, stay hydrated.
Yep.
Get vaccinated.
Yes. Remember, this show will be available, like I said, right after we sign off tonight on Facebook at facebook.com/GCChat, or you can watch at your convenience, especially if you tuned in late tonight. Also, we'll be on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search for GC Community Chat. And please subscribe to our channel while you're there by clicking on the red subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. And as always, we continue to thank all the healthcare workers, first responders, police and fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We can't thank you enough. Be safe. And we want you to know that you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And when you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. Very important. Don't forget, we here at GC Chat like to promote community unity, so let's be united and support one another, especially during these trying times of the flooding. If you know someone who's having a tough time and you can spare some time, help them out if you can. They would appreciate it.
I'm so glad I don't have a basement.
Yeah, we were very lucky too. And please consider getting vaccinated. Like Mike said, it's very important. We all need to work together to keep those numbers down. It's up to each and every one of us. The numbers are improving, so let's keep it going. And Mike, if you see something,
say something.
Exactly. Look out for one another out there. For all your weather information, be sure to head on over to drtomsweather.com. He has a great user-friendly website over there. We will see you right back here next week, live on facebook.com/GCChat. I don't know who's going to be on yet, but hopefully we'll have somebody. If not, you'll be able to just see me, Mike, and Tom. And we always have something to talk about. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
we can fill an hour, I'm sure.
Hey, so until next week, thanks for listening. Stay safe, especially this weekend. Have a great holiday. Please consider getting vaccinated, and you guys have a great night, okay? Be safe, please. Mike, you take care, pal. See you next week.
Hang loose.
All right.